somehow Figure is not for real, that Figure is a scam designed to raise money, and that there never will be a complete bot because they don't really have the skill sets necessary at the highest levels in that company to make that happen. My first response, my first thought was they've had what, at least that we know of, 12, 14 companies that probably had to do due diligence. And that to the extent that they didn't do due diligence would be potentially up against shareholder lawsuits and all kinds of things. But
unless you're General Motors.
Unless you're General Motors, yeah. Somehow
right. It's you could fool maybe one, but it's a hard do a lot. You know, it's like BMW chose them for the pilot by looking at it really closely, so that they were doing a certain amount of due diligence. We know there's another company that they're also doing a pilot with, which may or may not be one of the investors. You don't know. But you go through that whole list, and some of them, it was like investment arms, like Intel was one of the investors, but it wasn't like Intel directly. Intel has like a fund that does exactly that. They're going out and putting it in there. And that's their job. Their job is like, you know, mergers and acquisitions, investments.
Right.
And they have like whole departments and everything that do that. So you're basically saying that they're all incompetent. Okay, maybe one of them is incompetent, but I have a hard time to believe there's like a dozen of them. And yes, okay, Jeff Bezos sold like an incredible amount of Amazon shares over the past couple of weeks. He's like raised like $8 billion.
Yeah.
He invested $100 billion in there.
Of his own money.
No, sorry, $100 million into Figure. So he's like the lead guy on this. He put in more than Microsoft, if you can believe that. And okay, that's chump change for him. So, I mean, he can't even buy a yacht for that much money. So, you know, it may not be a big deal for him. But I'm still pretty sure that even though, you know, he's probably raising 8 billion for, I'm assuming, for Blue Origin, something, you know, something really capital intensive that he needs to do.
Yeah, of course.
But he's also looking at that, and he's probably doing it because he realizes, like everyone else, that, hey, this is a pretty big bot space. But you might say, like a lot of these billionaires, there's always this thing is like, you know, they're like real tightwads and real cheapskates, and you wonder why. And the retort is always like, you know, how do you think I got where I am? Not by being sloppy with my money. And there's no way Jeff Bezos is going to want to be said, hey, you can easily get this guy for $100 million because he didn't do his due diligence. He's being really lazy. No, he's hiring people. He's paying them very well to look at all this stuff.
Yeah.
LG was also one of their investment funds. Samsung was one of their funds. You know, ARK Invest was in there. And then, you know, Amazon, Apple, OpenAI, Microsoft, you know, they were doing it. So I'm pretty sure. And there was also a bunch of other venture capital funds that were also the ones that I think were already involved in it in an early stage. Was it Parkway or something like that? Because I think if I remember looking in there, they were also in like the Series A, the first one that was like 70 million. So they're people that looked at it that have been working on it for a while. I think they're pretty sure what's going on. They've checked out the track record of everyone that's on there. So I don't think it's like, you know, it's very different than Nikola. Okay.
Yeah, the other thing,
Nikola was a GM needed a PR thing and they didn't do their work. Now, had, let's say, one of the investors been GM and SoftBank,
right?
I would say it's a fraud. Okay, because if you look at SoftBank's track record, I wonder if they ever do any due diligence. Okay, but these other characters, no, they and Nvidia was in there. Let's remember. So it's like there's so many, I'm losing track.
I know.
No. And Jensen is not someone that you fool that easily. No way.
My guess.
He knows what he's doing, and he's got his guys looking at it. And see, the thing is, all of them are part of this. They've been looking at it, and not just, hey, look at this came across our desk. Is this a good investment? No, they've actually been involved, giving them the technology, and then doing all this. So they know what's going on. And there's a good chance they may because we'll have to see when they do the official announcement, because it get kind of laundered through Bloomberg. So there may have been, not all the information was there. So there may be others that decided at this point they prefer to be quiet about whether they have an investment or not. So you just have to wait and see. So there could be some other companies that are playing it low. It's like, we prefer to not until they have to make it part of an official public filing or something like that.
If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look, or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.